I love it when OBS changes my input output without telling me for no reason. That's very, very cool. Thanks for pointing that out, because I would have been yapping this whole time. Post theme, what will we? Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know this, but when I pull my stream up, we look at my stuff, right? When we're here, I can see my mic audio, right? But when we're on the just chatting stream, which you won't be able to see, but if I switch over, the meter, the little audio meter that's right here isn't visible. It's so far to the right. What you mean? You know, you would think I would check it before coming over, but you know. So when I said hi and responded to you guys just didn't hear that stuff, my bud. Also, I'm glad you got the medicine you needed, Cam. Sorry you're still feeling like crap. You still have mic audio and desktop audio for your mixers? Oh, that's probably the better way to do it, honestly. So the little fun fact, the reason I have so many audio mixers is actually because of Eve. If it hadn't been for Eve, I would have just left it as like desktop and then mic. But because of Eve and then some other like program related stuff, like mix it up and whatnot for redeems, I wound up going with the mixer sliders and doing more stuff. And then it just kind of never stopped. But you know, is what it is. Also, Cam, what I was saying in response to you talking about my VTuber friends was that y'all suck except for Tasso. And Tasso's not even a VTuber. They're just like, you know, they somehow have a following like a VTuber and also look like a VTuber and do all the VTuber stuff, but you know, not a VTuber, by the way. By the by. Turns out you can have VTuber perks without being VBoober, which is so crazy to me. And I was also saying that at like 8:30, I have to quickly stop what we're doing to pull up my somebody's stream just to lurk in there. So I don't want to forget to do that. If you're offended and you don't even stream anymore, you played Dead by Daylight, you just automatically go in the shuckle bin. I don't know what to tell you. B-boober? Yeah. Oh, look at me. I'm so quirky and funny. I replaced some letters in a word. Hee hee. That's me. I'm so funny, guys. Trust. So you're probably wondering what we're doing today. Well, big shout outs / thanks to my lovely village architects over in the Discord server, the hidden Illuminati, that helped me refine this idea for tonight and add some more characters to it, especially Tasso and V for some image acquisition because I was tight on time. But essentially today we're going to be ranking Kemono girls based on how good or like how not pleasurable, that's the wrong word, anyways, pleasurable it would be to be one of them rather than like, you know, a cat girl or a human or whatever. So we're gonna be doing that. And of course, because I don't half-ass anything, chat room, I'm doing this scientifically. Well, Lucky, how could you possibly scientifically rate being a demi-human? See, here's the thing. I have patented, tested stuff put together. Redeem should be off. I don't know why it's going through, but they should be off. I have patented, tested things to make it so that you can see exactly where these lovely demi-humans should be falling into. This is not an up for debate type thing. There is no way that this is wrong. My opinion is obviously scientific and correct. So as we all know, this will be lovely and phenomenal. 10 out of 10 times. So yeah, it's going to be great. But enough yammering about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the criteria. So when we look at the criteria, Cam was nice enough to help me add one more and make a tweak. But basically, this is our criteria. This is the point scale. We'll come back to that. But there's going to be a cute / cool factor. So for example, if the animal has, they're more on the cute side, but they're not really cool, that's okay. They're not going to get points deducted. We're just going to take whichever one that they have more of as their higher stat factor. each factor each factor can go up to positive 5 points or negative 5 points, and at the end we will sum all of their points together so that we know what their actual point total is. So we have cute and cool factor, pet factor, and you might be thinking, oh, like, you know, how head pattable are they? No, this is about how breedable they are. I'm just kidding. No, it is about how head pattable they are. Type beat. And then snuggle factor is about the cuddles and snuggles. Smell factor is, I mean, let's be honest here. Imagine not making a spreadsheet for this. Listen, I am not making a spreadsheet for anything. And it's not because they're not useful. It's because they're annoying. And I just feel like this is visually more pleasing, personally. This is just better for a stream environment, in my opinion. And my opinion is all that matters. Anyways, feral factor is like, can you bring them out in public, TM, or will you be embarrassed? You know what I'm saying? Also, like, how controllable are they? Housebroken, I think we all know what this means, but are they potty trained, potty trainable? Are they going to tear your shit up? Are they going to scare away the guests? That kind of thing. Special skills can really depend based on the demi-human. It's going to be different per, so we gotta get into it and see. So the way I weigh my points is I believe in a true average being the middle number, and the middle number here is 0. So if they are at a 0, that is not a bad thing. That just means that they're average or expected. It's not going to give them points. It's not going to take away points from them. It's just going to be a baseline number. If it's good, very good, amazing, phenomenal, or life-changing, they'll get a different point score for each of those. And then on the negative side of things, meh, kind of sus, bad, abysmal, and an affront to nature and a scourge to reality as well will give them negative points. So we got to keep all these in mind as we go through this. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the phrase. I'm going to say the phrase, chat. You ready? I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell out. You ready for this? Without further perjury and penalty, I will no longer make you wait anymore. Let's get this bitch started. First up on this MFN list, we got the cowgirl. Now, when we look at cowgirls, we have, it looks like the Genshin Impact girly is what it looks like. I'm assuming. I don't actually know. Let's see. I guess we could have just done this too, right? We could have done, oh, I have the pictures right here. I'm dumb. Trust. This is the first time, by the way. -5 for Housebroken is Tamagotchi. That's disgusting. Nia can't even control themselves. We just got started and she's already dropping awoogas. Typical Yuri enjoyer. So cowgirl is eating a beef burger. Now I want to make this very clear. We're not basing this off of the girls or characters in the picture, okay? And I know this could be hard to make that separation, but we're basing this on the species itself. The characters in the pictures are just examples. So for example, like Wolf Girl, I could have had Cam, but we weren't basing it on Cam, right? Cam is a special breed and they're very stinky, so they would have had a -5 right off rip. Some other Wolf Girls would have had better smells, but you know, Cam is -5, therefore very stinky, pee pee poo poo. Thank you for the follow, Gal Kaiser. Welcome in, welcome in. We're doing a Kemono rating chart for how good it is to be one of them. So yeah, for cowgirls, emphasis on special. For cowgirls, let's take it from the top, shall we? Let's just go straight down the list and make this as clean as possible. How dare, you know, how dare. I think if it were, it depends on the cowgirl. I think some cowgirls could be absolute damn units and be super cool. But I think by and large, they're going to be little cutie patooties. Maybe, you know, a little on the shorter side. There's gonna be some tall ones too, just to represent their actual height. But I think what they're pushing that's really gonna work in their favor is they're gonna have floppy ears, and they're gonna have like a mixture of coloring, right? Because cows usually have like spots or blotching across them. Also, they're just kind of little silly billies, so they could really lean into that for their cute factor. I think realistically though, for a lot of people, that cute factor is gonna backfire, because let's face it, cows got big old udders, right? So they're gonna have some big old titties, therefore they're gonna have some big old back pain. And that doesn't really necessarily play into the rating here, but unfortunately, you know, you gotta think about these things. I do think though that they would be a solid 4 on the cute scale. I think that cowgirls are adorable and they deserve nothing but had pets. Pet factor. When you guys think about petting animals, 4 out of 4, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Sorry to tell you. Pet factor. I'm sorry to tell you guys. I know we don't really think of cows as the most pettable of animals, but if you've ever pet a cow before and you've like rubbed their ears, pet their heads, pet their noses, you would know that they're an easy 5 out of 5. Okay, they're very, very soft and they will nuzzle the shit out of you if you pet them. They're usually very, very friendly. They like people. Super, super domesticated. If we were to become one of these cowgirls, we would truly enjoy the pets, for real, and get lots of them all the time. I think we did already kind of get into the snuggle factor a little bit when we were talking about some assets that they would just come with base stat wise. Here's the thing. Cows are very affectionate animals. So that their snuggles, you know that they're going to put lots of effort into it, right? They're not just going to lazily lay there and expect you to do all the snuggle work. They're actually going to give you some heart with it. But not only that, I just read that comment. Special skills going to be wild for that one. Hey, yo. Snuggle factor wise, though, they got assets for it. And not only that, but they're usually a bit on the thicker side. So they give you a little bit extra to hold on to and snuggle with. And for that fact alone, I need to give them 5 points. I don't think there's a single L to be taken on the snuggle factor side when it comes to cows. Now, I'm sorry to say this, but between the milk being jettisoned out their body and that shit smelling like ass and them usually being associated with a barn, the smell factor. We gotta talk about the smell factor. Now, back when I used to ride horses and when I helped out on a barn, on a farm a little bit, I can tell you right now, the barn's not the worst smell in the world, and it's not always their responsibility, but these motherfuckers do be kind of stinky. They be kind of stinky. And if we go back and we take a look at our little point scale here, I can tell you that it's not like a kind of sus. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Yucky. Cows also naturally have skin that is immune to flies because they stink or something. Yeah, I don't know, they be stinky. What are we doing? I'm gonna have to explain this every 5 seconds. We're doing a tier list rating how good it would be to be each cowgirl or like to exist in this world type thing. But you would essentially naturally smell all the time, so that would be rough. Now, they're just not feral. And depending on who you are, you could either want the feral factor to be maxed out or really, really low. But for the most part, cows are pretty chill. You will find them doing some stupid shit here and there. And not only that, but they can get like mad cow's disease and stuff to add to the feral factor. You know, kind of bumping their heads against shit, being a little goofy, maybe not knowing their own strength. I think it's safe to say that they'd be very good as far as this goes. So we can give them a 3. But housebroken wise, I don't know. Mad cow's kind of our fault though. It is, but here's the thing. Skill issue. They just should be resilient. They should simply not get it. Simply have the resistances built up in your body to not have to worry about it, right? That's not on me. I take no responsibility for this. They should have had that shit figured out. I know. Housebroken? Absolutely not. These motherfuckers gotta stay in the barn. Get the fuck out. I do not trust you with my toilet paper. I do not trust you with my figurines. I know for a fact you're eating all the leftovers without asking me first, and I know you're gonna eat that burger, you fat fuck. So that is a -5. Terrible. I'm gonna make steaks out of you if you keep it up. Now, special skill wise, we got a lot here. So special skill wise, they can essentially make it so that you have an empire as far as like, you know, product goes. You could become a dairy farmer with relative ease, you know, utilize your own body for that. So you can not only make money off of your own body without having to like sell your body, if you will, but you could also sell your body, if you will. You know, it's like an e-girl type thing. So there's that, obviously. But not only that, but special skill wise, cows, they got long ass tongues. Does that help them in any way here? No. But let's say you got a weird cup that you put ice cream in and there's some ice cream kind of at the bottom and the spoon can't get to it. The cow tongue gonna hit that. You know what I'm saying? It'll hit it. And then if you're a Yuri enjoyer, you're kind of good there. The special skills wise, I think they're going to be very good. I wouldn't necessarily put them in exceptional or, you know, life-changing tier or anything. Dairy farming is a lot of work, so we'll give them a solid 3. We'll give them a solid 3. After all is said and done, we got to do some math. So we got 10, we got 14, we got 17, 20. Then we got to lose 5 points. We got to lose 8 points. So we're down to 12. The horse, the cowgirl ends up being at good, actually. So it turns out if you get isekai'd and you turn into a horse girl, it is not the end of the world. You're still living a pretty good life. You're still living a pretty good life at the end of it all. And I can't argue with that too much. Just realized these have the dashes in front of them still. That's okay. High fix. So scientifically proving that it is good to be a cowgirl. You can't lose. You kind of just get a natural W there. Moving on, we've got the crow girl. This one's gonna be tough because I'm pretty biased into crows, so chat's gonna have to keep me honest here. We could go for a cute factor here, but I think they fall into the cool factor, and I think immediately off the rip they get 5 points. They are so cool that a gangle of crows is called a murder. Okay. They're so fucking sick. They're so dope. They're so in with the in crowd that they were given the most edgy of edgelord name for being a group. So I think right there, that already tells you everything you need to know. And if that doesn't sell you on it, they got sick, nasty, gnarly talons, right? They could like shred stuff up. They're smart as heck. They look cool while doing it, you know? They're never like fumbling or counting on their fingers while they're trying to do basic math. They just spit that shit out like a supercomputer. I think off rip, crows get a 5. Crows get an immediate 5. Now, how petable is it to be a crow girl? That's the question. See, I would struggle with this one because while petting a crow is like really rewarding and satisfying because that means you've earned their trust and or their business and now you're associates, right? The problem is that the crow isn't necessarily, it doesn't have the best tactile touch to it compared to some of our other contenders here on this darn here scientific list. So I think that unfortunately they're going to lose some points for the tactile feel of their feathers. Well, I personally like it a lot. I know a lot of people don't like the feel of, not a lot of people. I know a few people that do not like the feel of crow feathers and it rubs them the wrong way. So without being biased at all, that is a 4. Easy 4. Now, if we're talking snuggle factor, unfortunately, they lose some points here. Birds have relatively light bones, and you can't really snuggle them super good. Their feathers are going to be kind of awkward and everywhere. They might beak you or hit you with their talon, and when you're trying to cuddle them, it's going to be uncomfortable for everybody. You might actually accidentally snap a wing. It's just not a good time. So if we have to go back and reference our point scale, I wouldn't even say it's bad. I would say it's straight up abysmal. It's just miserable for all parties involved. They're not really the biggest of cuddlers. So they're going to have to hold that. Tasso says pet factor is a -2 at most, which is insane. That's crazy. Now for a smell factor, I wouldn't say a crow necessarily smells good, but it definitely doesn't smell bad. Right? I wouldn't say it's like any of these. I would say it's better than average. And I think on this list, I could give a crow a good or a very good. They do bathe, right? They take baths regularly. They clean themselves and each other, you know? They know how to use basic tools. So maybe they could take care of themselves, like brush their teeth or whatever without you around. I think I'm willing to give them like a 2 or a 3 here, right? I think a crow girl gets a little bit of love. We'll say, well, it's not, maybe not amazing. We'll say very good. Crow, very good smell. And then chalk that up to their general intelligence and wish to stay clean back in their animal forms. How are we feeling about them being feral though? I don't know, they be in them secondhand bodies though. Leave them alone. They're doing their best with what they're given. I almost feel like crows are kind of not feral, like at all. Crows have scarecrow immunity. Crows are the scarecrows that scare the crows. You feel me? I have to come back to feral factor because I don't feel like generally crows are very feral. I think they're usually pretty chill. So I'm inclined to give them a phenomenal, like a 4. But in the same breath, I've seen some crows do some fucking wild shit for seemingly no reason, just because they can. And I feel like that should make them lose some points, at least a point. I'm put them down to like a amazing or something, you know. Put them down to 3. I don't know. I'm gonna give them a 3. I think that's probably safe. They're not feral, but they are curious. True, they are kind of curious. They're remembering some hella beef. Oh shit, you're right. There's always a reason. Yeah, they get a 4. They get a 4. All birds are negative 4 housebroken or less. That's not true. Some of them are really you know, they're great roommates. Some of them. Not looking at the parrots. You guys fucking suck. I would rather never ever mess with a parrot because I don't trust them. Bunch of little crazies, you know. They're always up to no good. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. They can't hold it in. Yeah, but they're smart enough to know that they're gonna have to go. So they'll make sure that they run away and go potty when they need to. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna give my first 0. I think it's gonna be about average. I think there's gonna be times where you expect them to fuck up and go potty in the house and they don't. And I think there's going to be times where you expect them to go potty and then they just absolutely let it rip all over your Beyblade stadium. You know what I'm saying? Coping a bird being average is cope. Tasso's just a bird hater, so you're going to have to ignore Tasso. They don't really get us out. Need a 5 on that special crows because then sick when trained. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think not only crows just having like insane intelligence, but you give them a human body and the ability to like trade with they could literally run a whole shop by themselves. They could be the pub keeper. They could be a librarian. Like absolutely just chilling, doing all the stuff you need them to do. Just be listening. They make the best bartender because you be telling them some crazy shit and they're just all over it. The worst animal gif you've ever seen was a penguin absolutely unleashing on another poor penguin. They were painted and just stood there. That's funny. It was obviously deserved. Yeah, I think the Krog's gonna have to get the special skills of a 5. I've seen them in like multiple like traveling show acts. Seen them do a lot of cool stuff in videos. I've seen some ones IRL just like trying to barter with me and whatnot. I think they have what it takes to be a truly life-changing animal when it comes to special skills. So with another tally to do, we got 10, 18 into 20. This is rough. Yikes. 20 points right here, but then we got hit -4 for 16. It's gonna go ahead and put the crow girl at a good, right? 16. Pretty sure, unless I lied. Let's see. Might have lied. It's okay if I did. Nothing new. What's new? Always lying, never telling the truth. I gotta delete some things because that is Dizzy. That's not the crow girl. Yeah. 5, 10, 18, 20, -4, 16. Yeah. Seems like the 0 hurt him pretty bad. Sorry about that, crow girl. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So we have a demon girl, which is just a succubus, but that's okay. So we got demon girl. Now there's going to be like a variety of demon girls you can have and or be, right? But I think generally speaking, they're going to be super fucking cool. I don't think there's going to be a world in which they're ever uncool or uncute, depending on which route you go. But I think because of their magical powers, you can always essentially, like once you become one, you can always essentially trick somebody into thinking that you're like a 5 out of 5, right? You're just like perfectly life-changing when it comes to the cute or cool factor. So scientifically, because magic's involved, you immediately just hit the top level. Like there's nothing you can do about it. You bet they stinky, but like a burnt pheromone stinky. That's so crazy. The pet factor, I think a pet factor wise though, I don't think they're very head pattable. I think if they have like horns or something, maybe you can like grab their horn and give them a jiggle, like what you doing, you know? But I think it'll be just like patting a person outside of that, and it's not that exciting. Probably like a -2. It's bad. It's not the most pattable. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Once again, with snuggle factor, I think because of their magic, they can kind of just like get away with anything, right? They can make sure that either their form fits what it needs to, or they use magic to lull you into a really deep, relaxed state so you get the best snuggles possible. Absolutely life-changing snuggles. There's not much you can do about it. You'll be chilling, you're like, this isn't that good, it's all right. And then you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna fall asleep, and then just conk the fuck out for the whole week, and you're like, all right, yeah, my bad. Never should have doubted you, demon girl. Sorry to say. Imagine just being like a really stressed out salary worker. You're just going through your life, really struggle bussing. Demon girl shows up. She's like, here, come sit down on this bench next to me while we wait for the bus. You sit down and she's like, let's snuggle. And you're like, nah. She uses her magic. You snuggle. And then all of a sudden your work life gets better because you're actually getting sleep at night and you're rested. That'd be so crazy. Smell factor. I don't know if they got like negative pheromones, but you definitely smell that fire and brimstone on them, even with their magic. And I think because of that, their positive smell that they would use to be alluring takes a point hit, putting them at like a fantastic. How does the feral factor work again? Is it higher number more feral or less feral? The higher the number, the less feral. The higher the number, the less feral. Probably should be the other way around, but that is how it is. We're trying to make them less feral. That's the point. So if they're less feral, it's a more positive score. Demon girls though are absolutely feral. There is no taking them in public. There is no control. There's nothing. They're going to act on every single whim possible. And if you think somebody with like ADD is hard to communicate with, especially in public when there's stuff going on, oh lordy lord, do I have bad news for you. This is going to be a shit show. You're going to be fighting for your life the entire time. So basically, if you're a demon girl, you're just going to be insufferable always. And that's okay. It's okay. You don't got to be the most interesting and the best individual. You could be a little rough. You're still a demon girl, okay, but your avatar's a fox girl. Do we need to change that? Is what you're telling me? I think demon girls got house broken down to a T. They spent enough time dealing with like shit and piss demons and whatnot that they just like, I don't know, they try to stay cozy. House -3 house broken. You see that house is gonna be trashy with beer cans everywhere. You know what? I didn't even consider the trash. I was thinking more like not breaking stuff and not going potty in the house. But you're so right. They're gonna be so fucking messy. Just like ashtrays everywhere, and the ash isn't even the ashtrays. It's on the ground. Bongs just laying around. Fucking yeah. No, it's abysmal. No, this is like an affront to nature. Well, they're not like pissing in the house and stuff, so I guess they get like a point pass. But yeah, this is abysmal. Yeah, -4. It is like, if they don't stink here, they definitely, their house fucking smells. It is terrible. Absolutely abhorrent, truly despicable. Now, on the other hand, their special skills is an immediate 5. Being a demon girl gives you access to so many perks. And it's not just like pleasure related perks. You get so many other perks as well. The ability to just have like a natural silver tongue, high charisma, make deals that you naturally benefit from, living a longer life, not have to worry about like plague and injury, really any of that stuff, all benefits you super well. And you can live a really high quality life, not just health wise, but economically and in other ways too. So I think with the special skills alone, they'd be sitting at a nice round 5. Good for them. I'm bald now, by the way. Hi, I'm bald lucky. So we have 10 points here, 15 points, and then we have 19 points. Oh my god, and the rest are negatives. -6, we're at 13 points. Is anybody gonna escape the good category? We might have to if we have a lot that are like this, we might have to rearrange the scientific method that's on display here. Yeah, we might have to change some things if it continues this way. Because as of right now, all three ones we've done have fallen in the same area. What was that? 15, 0, yeah, 13. Okay. Cool. Up next, we have the Dragon Girl. Now this one's exciting because this one's a bit different, right? This is like a mythical head-ass creature. And I think, honestly, they just get cool factor immediately pinned to a 5. I think their cute factor they could also have at a 5, depending on the type of dragon and like the vibe they go for. The math checks out. Girls are pretty. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're kind of spin. But I mean, like, they have elemental mastery, which is so fucking cool. They have really cool tails, awesome horns. Just like everything about them just screams cool as fuck. Maybe one day you'll be a dragon girl. Unfortunately, not in lucky days because you told me no. So that was barred and banned from existence. I tried. Pet factor. I'm about to say something you guys probably didn't see coming, but petting a bearded dragon feels amazing. They're so adorable. They're little pitty pits. So fucking cute. They love it. They like, you love it. It's so nice. Petting a snake is very similar. I would assume that petting a dragon would be very comforting in the same way. So I'd have to give them a life-changing 5. And again, when I first pet a bearded dragon, I was kind of nervous and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna like this. But after the first time, I was like, W, this shit's amazing. Literally could never change, like never change my mind on that. They're so adorable, and the way they respond to head pats, so you just know they're loving it. Truly one of the most petable creatures of all time. Snuggle factor should be painful because imagine cuddling scales. Okay, so you say that, but again, I have another crazy hear me out. So I used to do skin to skin with my bearded dragon. I would lay their belly and their underside on my chest or like my shoulder or the back of my neck because they needed to warm up sometimes, especially if the house like heat went off. And the underbelly is actually really comfortable. But we got to take into consideration this isn't just a small lizard. It's, you know, full grown. Imagine having the fat tail on top of you making your leg go numb. Yeah, that doesn't sound lovely. I'll say this. I'll say that they're a solid snuggle partner and they know how to snuggle right to be comfortable for everybody. But it's going to be, they're stealing your motherfucking heat. And yeah, the scales will absolutely get you whacked a little bit. So we'll do this. I think for me personally, if it were just me, I'd say a 3. But I think it's going to be a -1 for anybody else. But I'm also a heater, so like having a, you know, dragon girl to like snuggle up with would absolutely help a lot. So I think for the general populace, a -1 is probably fair. I'd be good with cold-blooded animals at night. I don't want to sleep over my bed though. Smell factor. So this is kind of a coin flip because usually they don't really, like a dragon wouldn't have a scent to them. But here's my assumption. Because they have magic, they can probably use it to make themselves smell super nice, right? But when they're what's it called, malting, when they're shedding, that is, I don't know, there's like a smell associated with that isn't the best, and I think that should deduct some points. So I think we'll just give them an average. It's kind of neither here nor there. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, definitely need some help there. A dragon would be a heater too. Not necessarily. I don't think. Hard well knowing. Feral factor. Yeah, unfortunately, these motherfuckers are feral as hell. I don't know if they're necessarily a 5. What do we think? Do we think they're like a scourge on society in reality? But I think they're definitely -4. You think a dragon girl clothes would smell smoky? I mean, if that's the case, they immediately shoot up to a 3. Yeah, if they smelled like campfire all the time or smoky all the time from fire breath specifically, that's like a 3 or a 4 immediately. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. The mix it up's broken. It's not working. Sorry. I'll make sure I refund you guys at the end of stream. I think there's enough dragon maids in existence that they should have a high housebroken skill. Maybe. I don't know what to do about feral though. Let's go back and look at the point chart. I'm just gonna say 3. I'm gonna say bad. I think bad is fair because they are feral. We need a lot of training, that's for sure. Is all of it bonked? A lot of it is, yeah. Yeah, there's enough dragon maids in the mythos to say that they're definitely housebroken, and I think that they understand like social norms kind of enough, even though they don't play by them enough on the feral side. Housebroken, we should give them like a 4. I wouldn't. Well, hold on. Having a maid would be life-changing, but not every dragon girl is going to be a maid. Some of them will be shut-in neats, so we'll give them a 4. We'll give them a 4. They know what's up, but they're still hotheads. Yeah, maybe I should raise this a bit. Maybe a -1 is fair. Yeah, I think a -1 for a dragon is fair. They still need it to be negative because you got to like even them out a bit, and sometimes you got to reel them in. I think a -3 is too unfair. They're kind of meh. They're kind of meh. Maybe a little sus. Yeah, a little sus. They're not necessarily bad, but they are a little sus. They're definitely housebroken though. And are we even questioning the special skills? Come on. They can breathe elemental attacks. They could be a maid for you. They could fucking fly. They can transform. You could ride them. I guess in more ways than one if you a freak. Like, you know, like they're kind of just a goated when it comes to special skills. If they're anything like you, maybe they'll hoard stuff too. You might get like a super sick hoard in your house, or you might get really unlucky and get a bad one. But I think overall they get a fat W there. So they got 5, 10, 15 points plus 8 is going to be 23. And then we got to lose 3 points, putting them at 20. Did I do that right? 9 and 9 is 18 plus 5. Yeah, 23 minus 3. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So they end up at 20 points and we'll give them an awesome. Another point for housebroken. You've never seen their treasure dirty, even though they lay in it. That stuff is shiny as fucking pristine. You know what? You're kind of spitting, actually. Wait, you're kind of spitting. I was kind of thinking that like when they first moved in, they'd be breaking shit left, right, and center. You know, that's why I like took away a point. But maybe they'll be in control of their strength and understand things off rip because they have to be careful, because some of their hoarded treasure stuff might be human stuff anyways when they're full dragon form. Yeah. Okay, I've been swayed by the scientific board. I have. It's true. That's okay. Why we use this method. This is the only way to be truly accurate. Yeah, so 21 points keeps them in the same spot, but they are in fact at 21 points. Currently our record holder. Who we got next? Uh-oh. It's the Fox Girls. Millie, close your ears and your eyes. Astra, close your ears and your eyes. Cute and cool factor. Easy shit, dude. That's a 4. Bong. It would be a 5. Actually, they're just a 5. I don't know what to tell you. Fox Girls have some of the best tails and some of the best ear fuzz in the game. In the game, period. No questions asked. Cute little cutie patooties. Give them little ear rubs. Bop, 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 bop. And then they make that funny little fox noise that they make. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit's so tight. You just be living the best day of your life. And I'll get pet factor 5. Gotta be some of the best pets you could ever give. Super fuzzy, super furry. Give them some love. You can get lost in there. They bitey though. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. They'll be nibbling on you when you're petting them though, but it's like a loving nibble, you know. Life's good at that point. We're chilling. Same thing with snuggling. So here's the thing. I feel like foxes would look like the best snuggle, right? Because of how floofy they are, but they would be so warm. You would get overheated so fast because there's just so much insulation there. So you'd have to lose a few points and bring it down to like a very good and amazing. Yeah, an amazing's fine. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it might look appeasing, but damn. Cam's over here trying to play the mini game and getting cheated. That's so crazy. I do have to say this, though. Their smell factor is like a -1. They be smelling kind of meh. They be smelling kind of sussy, like a sussy baka. Why are they so stinky? Why are they so stinky? Even after a bath, why stink so bad? You ever wonder that? Shampoo can't save you, you nasty little frick. Is this slander? Maybe. Don't worry about it. Popsies like muds. So true. You just gotta roll around like a little oink oink. Little piggy head ass. Barrel factor? Dog. What the fuck? No, I'm just kidding. It's not a 4. It's not a 5. It's a 4. These motherfuckers, you leave them for 3 seconds out of your sight. They've already torn up the toilet paper. They've gotten into all the cabinets, thrown all the shit all over the ground. They're fucking cackling everywhere you go, doing that little jumpy jump they do, being super obnoxious. It's cute sometimes, but sometimes, holy shit, calm the fuck down. They're biting anything and everything and everybody and anyone. Can't bring them anywhere. They're a mess. Same thing with Housebroken. I would say these motherfuckers sit in a -3. Naughty. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Behave yourself. Again, they're just ruining the house. They're pissing and shitting everywhere. They're leaving a trail of their stank and their yuck. And go outside, they play in the mud, they come back in, they don't even take off their shoes. All over their tail, whipping against the walls. It's like a freaking sewage line broke in the house when they come back inside. So yeah, no, -3. Now, fox girls are often associated with shrines, so they do have like this weird religious thing to them. And in this day and age, that might help them with the MAGA crowd, maybe, or some like fetish crowd. So they could probably get some money there and be grifters. So I got to give them some points for that. But I think outside of that, I think the foxes are just kind of little assholes. They're kind of good at stealing eggs too, but do we really want them to be out there stealing eggs, driving the prices of the eggs up right now? I don't think so. Outside of that, they got a really boopable snoot, so maybe they get like a point or like a half a point for that. Special skills wise, they're kind of bad. They're kind of bad. They're lacking. Yeah, unfortunately, fox girls, they're really missing. You know, they're not hitting the way they need to be. So overall, first 3 categories put them at a 13-point total. Are we counting kitsunes? Yeah, basically, right? I mean, I guess they got some magic there, right? Just why they're not all the way at the bottom, but 13 minus what, down to 7, down to 3 points. Yeah, so with a whopping total of 3 points, the fox girl is sitting at fine. Truly a fine experience. And actually, it's yeah, it's a little rough. I feel like they need to be a bit positive for the soul guidance stuff. Yeah, that's fair. I think you're onto something there. But yeah, as of right now with these fox girls, I can't trust them with nothing. Can't trust them with nothing. Next up, we got frog girls. Oh boy, frog. I don't know if these fox girls necessarily, maybe not kitsunes, just regular fox girls then, because I don't want to take ship shifting on that. We'd have to rearrange some stuff. Singular tail fox girls. How about that? Okay, frog girls. Yeah, I mean, like, frogs are cute, but they're not like, you know, same level of cute as some other animals. I'm gonna have to give them a very super good. That's about as much as they're getting. Pretty gnarly, pretty amazing. I just can't see them being the most adorable of the adorables. I love frogs. I think they're great, but I'm not trying to pet one. I don't know if you motherfuckers ever touched a frog, but this shit is despicable. That is a -5. Stay the fuck away from me. Get your bitchless, homeless family up out of here. I want nothing to do with it. You make my skin crawl. I don't care how cute you are. I don't care how nice you are. I want nothing to do with it. Frog girls gotta stay 2D because you can't handle imagine the grease and slime leaves. I know. I'm gonna say it. Frog girls are the only XYZ girl that's worse than base animal. Oh shit. That's so crazy. We might have some people disagree with that, but yeah, no, I can't get behind the petting. I can't get behind the snuggling. Both of those are gonna be a -5 for me, champ, for very similar reasons. And honestly, their smell's not the greatest either. It's not going to be the worst thing in the world, but I don't even want to think about it. Not trying to handle any of that. Now, if we had like a category that's like, if you had to eat them, how would they taste? This would probably be closer to 5 because it just tastes like chicken, right? You know? But yeah, no. Feral factor, they're kind of chilling. They're a little feral, mostly because they're brain dead as fuck, right? They're kind of stupid. So they're doing feral shit, but not because they want to do feral shit, but because they're just really absent-minded. So they do get some points into the feral category. I went the wrong way, but not enough to really hurt them. They're already kind of doing that themselves in other categories. Same thing with the housebroken. They're kind of just making a mess everywhere. They're peeing on areas, they're pooping on areas. When they're hunting flies and shit, they're not cleaning up the mess. They're kind of just letting the wings and the blood hang out everywhere. They're leaving their greasy slime ball shit all over the place. So once again, this got to be like a -4. It's just truly abysmal. It's not desirable in any way, shape, or form. Leg desirability is absolutely clinically insane, Cam. That's not okay. See, that's gross. Yucky. And then for special skills, let's be honest, the only thing they're good for is to like ward off intruders and bugs. And intruders are only going to be warded off because they're going to be so freaked out by this fucking thing. They're gonna dip. So like I don't want to hurt him too bad. We'll just give him a nice little average at a 0. They don't really have -1. They don't really have anything to really discern themselves super well, but -1. Okay, so they're getting hurt pretty bad. We're at -10, 18, -20, -20, -17. We have our first fully negative. Almost all the points were negative. But first negative sum at -17. Did I do that right? 18, 20. Yeah, okay. So unfortunately for the frog girl, we got to put them in one of these categories, and since they're at -17, they're pretty close to being in the terrible category. Up next we have horse girls, with the horse girl craze going on that's been going on. I got to be really careful here. I think cute and cool factor, I think horses are awesome. I think they're phenomenal. Right off rip, they get a 4. I think they are some of the most adorable animals in general. And I'm a little biased, so I got to kind of like take a step back, you know, not just give them a 5, and we'll say a 4. They're fantastic, phenomenal. They truly deserve all the love. Pet factor, 5. Easiest 5. They will give you all the, like, their nose feels great to pet, the bridge of their nose feels great to pet, their back feels great to pet, their mane feels great to pet, their tail feels great to pet, their legs feel great to pet. Sometimes, yeah, the hair can be a little coarse, you know, a little coarse, but that's okay. It's a bit different of a feel, but they do have multiple different feels across their body. So really, it's a smorgasbord of tactile feels, and you can find the one that works for you, you know. Snuggle factor, they'd probably kill you in your sleep on accident. Not on purpose. They just, you know, big dense fuckers. So that would be, you know, crazy. But I think they would give good snuggles because they're really good at like syncing up with a human. So I think that they would understand, like, much like when you're riding them, what they would need to do to snuggle well. I think it's safe to give them a 2. I think it's safe to say it'd be very good, but there is like a slight risk of just death or, you know, like permanent injury. So you got to be wary of that. That hits them for a couple of points. Smell factor. Once again, we have ourselves another barn animal. Unfortunately, no matter how much they clean themselves or you clean them up, there's still going to be that little bit of stench on them that you just kind of gotta go, ooh, that's kind of sus. That's kind of rough. Gotta give them I'd say they're a little bit better than cows. at a -2, right? Well, just let's make sure we're staying true to the scientific method here. Yeah, cow is -3, so horse is going to be -2. Perfect. Can't go wrong here. Feral factor. Now, many of you probably think that horses are like super docile, domesticated, not feral at all. I'm here to tell you that you're fucking wrong. It can go either way. But yeah, no, horses absolutely have a feral factor to them. So I can't just give them a 5. I'm gonna have to give them a 3. By and large, they can be super chill, but sometimes they just want to do what they want to do. And if you don't play along, you're gonna get kicked in the fucking chin. And that'll be a different type of sweet chin music. I'll tell you what, you're gonna need surgery. Not trying to mess with that. Are they housebroken? Absolutely not. Much like so many of the animals on this list, they are looking at your home as their personal bathroom. It is a 5-star bathroom that they get to use absolutely for free. And even when they become a horse girl, there's no exception to that rule. They're absolutely decimating the shit out of your living room. So yeah, down to -3 that we're gonna have to do what I do for the cow. It's gonna be very similar. Housebroken -5. I think it's safe to say -4 then here. We'll go -4. Still slightly better. Oops, still slightly better than the cow, but not by much. Special skills, while they don't really offer anything in terms of sustainable things that you can make. I mean, we can make glue out of them, but that's like a one-time only thing, right? And some other things. But they're really fucking fast. You can ride them everywhere, saving yourself plenty of fatigue. Not only that, but they're super smart. They're great companions, more so than a lot of other ones could be. And let's face it, they're funny. Horses are actually funny. They got goofy ass personalities on them that just give them a little bit of a leg up. They could be comedians, you know? They could do like dancing, you know? Maybe work a circus. So there's some things that the horse girls could do to really set themselves apart in what's it called? In special skills. I'd have to give them for that a 3. You feel like we have enough prim and proper horse girl representation to increase housebrokenness? You know what? We do. We do. And you're right. You don't really care for horse girls. I'll leave it to the board. What do we think, board? Do we think they deserve a few extra points and stay negative, or do we think they should be going positive? I'll leave it up to you guys. We'll phone in the scientific board of education on this one. Scientific board of what's it called? The hair could be a brush. True. They could actually make a sustainable brush off the hair. I think horse girls could probably be housebroken. Excuse me, I'll just yawn for no reason. Don't mind me. Housebroken wise, I'm willing to meet in the middle here. I'm willing to put them at like a -1. Just because the prim and proper thing probably isn't the majority of the representation. So I think that's probably okay. Truly a real number. We got what? 5, 10, right? 5, 10, 19, 22. I gotta do -3 back down to 19. Did I do that right? 9, 11, 9, 12, 11, 14. I don't know. My brain's not braining. 9, 12, 11, 14. Okay, cool. I didn't think I was gonna be doing math today, I'll tell you what. I didn't think I was gonna be doing math at all. We might have to make a subcategory for good. Truly. Okay, who's up next? There's so many. There's so many. Oh, let me take off my hoodie really quick. All the scientific work is it's making me work up a sweat over here. Truly a lot of work. Gonna be sorting the curve for this one. Yeah, somebody's got to. All right, we got robot girls up. Now I did say kimono girls plus other things, so this will be one of those plus others. Robo girl. Honestly, because they're robots and you can make them appear however you want, I think automatically they just get a 5, right? I think if you're a robot girl, you automatically get a 5 because A, the ingenuity to be in existence in the first place already requires you to be at some level of cool, you know? And then you could obviously be super, super duper, uber, ultra, omega cute. Where the flip is B right now, not here. They're too busy stinking because they're foxy. Pet factor, though, here's where I'm at on the pet factor, right? If the robot girl's made correctly, you're not going to be feeling the metal, right? You're going to be feeling whatever's on the exterior. So they're going to be ultra omega petable, like to the point where it's actually unreal just how petable they are. And I think their programming would be in such a way that it responds to the petting in a way that'll make you want to pet them more, therefore encouraging more pets. So they also get a 5 for that. One of your lewdest streams was about a robo girl, and you shalln't provide details on what happened. Can you believe this motherfucker? That's crazy. Anyways, lewd dreams aside, we're snuggling now. They're probably going to be heavy. They're probably going to be super heavy. So you're almost always going to have to be the top snuggler or the dominant snuggler if you understand what I'm saying. I don't necessarily think that they're going to be bad snugglers because their programming will allow them to be in good positioning or really, you know, fit your form. But I don't think that it's going to be truly life-changing. I think it'll just be really, really, really good. However, their smell factor will be insane because you can make whatever you want it to be. You want to smell like a certain scent, you can smell exactly like that. You essentially have like incense, not incense, what's it called? The Scentsy candle shit. Fucking infusers, whatever, just built into you. Smell heckin' nice all the time. The perfect smell always. And that's kind of overpowered if you think about it. It's a dream you mentioned that happened years and years ago and you still remember it. Something that really sticks with you. You have a point in favor of snuggles. They could emit heat or cold for oh, you're right. They could have the optimal temperature always. Perfect snugglers. Without a doubt. You're spitting, Cam. The scientific board strikes again with a very valuable piece of information that could change the entire direction of the Robo Girls history here. That's insane. Feral factor, they're not feral. we're not having any weird iRobot AI takeovers here. We're not having any problems. They just know what to do and when to do it always. They can even de-escalate situations. They just have it. They just got it. They know what they are, you know, and they're just truly built differently. Can't see something that heavy being a 5 for feral or for snuggle. And it'll be fine. Housebroken, of course they're housebroken. Not only are they not going to make a mess of your house by going potty and stuff, but they're going to be able to clean it. They're going to be able to help give you better ideas on how to organize it. Like all these different things, their processing power is just off the charts, and they will truly be able to make sure that they're living the most peak lifestyle in their home possible. I think this goes without saying because we've mentioned a few of these already, but a Robo Girl would have so many special skills and be able to develop special skills at a breakneck blitz pace that you really can't keep track of them all. They could be a language interpreter. They could fucking do math on the fly. They could help you make money. Like there's all the things that they could do for themselves and for others. They would never, ever, 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 ever be needing for anything at all. 10, 20, 30, 35. So Robo Girl gets, I said we're not doing the AI takeover thing. That's not happening. Trust. Trust. It's not happening. We're not going Terminator. And this is the picture that was provided for Robo Girls. They can even remove unsightly nose hairs. You're spitting. You're spitting. Mama AI Astra. Mama AI Astra is pretty good. So yeah, the Robussy goes crazy, I guess, for themselves. Next up, we have a mermaid. Oh boy. You guys ready for the mermaid? Cute and cool factor. I'm sorry. I think visually mermaids are probably just abysmal. I don't care if the human side is the top or the human side is the bottom. That shit is weird, dog. I don't like centaurs either for the same reason. Something about it I can't get past. It drives me insane. It's not like truly the worst thing in the whole wide world, but there's no shot. Pet factor, I'm not petting a mermaid. You can't make me. They're gonna feel gross. They're gonna have like fucking spider crabs in their hair and seaweed all over the place. I'm done. Can't see mermaids without thinking the old stupid top or bottom half fish discussion. Yeah, I know. Never. I know a lot of people think like Ariel, right? From what's it called? Little Mermaid. But yeah, no, pass. Snuggle factor, there's no way. If they don't have legs to like, you know, add to the snuggle factor for form fit, yeah, there's no shot. I'm not trying to drown underwater or drown somebody underwater. It's just not my cup of tea. Snuggle factor is absolutely a -5. And who are we kidding when it comes to smell? You want to smell dead fish all day long? Huh? You want to smell the depths of the ocean all day long when hanging out with your mermaid? Well, Lucky, what if I just put them in my own custom-made tank? Can I tell you something? That's part of the reason you have a -5 on Housebroken. What do you mean I have to go out and spend all this money just to be a mermaid up above the ocean? I'm not trying to do all that. I come out my motherfucker and I just die? What do you mean by this? You feel bad for the mermaids watching the VOD? I'm sorry, mermaids, but it is what it is. You're living on hard mode. Feral factor, it depends. I mean, if you got like the lady in the lake type mermaid, you know, that's going to be ultra mega feral. But I think most of the time they're just vibing until like a piece of bread or something falls in the ocean, and then they're kind of feral, you know. Maybe a piece of seaweed kind of touched them in the wrong way. I can't see them being able to handle IRL on ground stuff very well either. I'm gonna give them a -4. I don't think they deserve a -5 for this, but they do deserve a -4. Special skills, they can breathe underwater. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's expected, but it's pretty cool. Outside of that, kind of just a -3, dog. They don't really have much going for them. Kind of shit. Like, what am I gonna do? You're a fast swimmer and you can breathe underwater. Congratulations. All of your sections are negative. Hold that L, dog. So we got -20, -18, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 24, 28, -31. Sorry, mermaids. You're living one of the worst lives. You are a scourge to existence. You simply just shouldn't be a mermaid, you know? I don't care how cool and floaty your hair is in the water. Oh, you know, I just gotta hold that. We just went from peak to very deep valley. Yeah, from top of the list to the bottom in an instant. Oh, is this Cat Girl? This is Cat Girl. Okay, we don't even need to do this one. Scientifically proven to be goated. Now, moving on. Anyways, Cat Girl. Cute, cool factor. Easy 5,000. Don't even need to explain this one. Cat girls are amongst the cutest and the coolest. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. Pet factor, absolute F5. I don't know why I said F5. They have the most petable of pets. I mean, they purr. Say more? Need say more? No? Okay. Well, they enjoy the pets perfectly. There you go. Easy money. Snuggle factor. Also 5. Purring puts me to sleep. So hi. Hi, baby. Come here. I'm gonna steal you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, I love you. Bye. Or they may decide that you've pet them enough and then scratch the heck out of you. That is simply a skill issue on the user side. That's not the cat's fault. True, they do know when to stop. They don't like overwhelm you. We'll take the positives on this one, and we'll do the same. But yeah, no, I think cat girls earned their 5s for real. Smell factor. Well, so hear me out. Co-beans. Hmm? Hmm? -10, Astra says. I'm willing to go to 4, but no lower on the smell factor. I will go no lower than the 4. Unfortunately, I have to take away some points somewhere. But yeah, they could be a little stinky. I mean, usually that's the litter box, but they could be trained out of that. So housebroken wise, you know, they chilling. Luna smells great. I think Zelda smells great too. Cat food and litter boxes, not so much. I agree, but I'm gonna put that under the, that's not them, so they get a pass there. Feral factor. Okay, so you guys may not believe me. My cat is not feral at all. Like the epitome of chill. Hi. Hi. What's up? You want to say anything? What? Rawr. Huh? Okay. So feral factor for cats, I do have to, like, I have to hit them here because I've seen some of these fuck ass cats. My cat may not be like this, but some of them truly crazy. Most cats though, they're kind of just chilling. They're having a good time. They might be a little spicy, right? A little sarcastic with you, so maybe a little on the feral side, but generally pretty chill. Housebroken, absolutely. There's so many instances of cats being maids, so many instances of being bartenders, cat girls, so many instances of them just being like overall helpful around the area and being very clean. So absolutely going to be a 5. Special skills, they can kind of do it all, right? They can kind of do it all. Cat girl's going to bring you a dead mouse, fucking girl. That's funny. Yeah, they might bring me a dead mouse girl. It's okay though. Dead mouse girl should have stayed away from the cheese. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, special skills wise, they've kind of done it all. They've been seen using magic. They've been seen collecting stuff, running businesses, fucking cleaning, communicating in multiple languages. They kind of just do everything. They really are just built for all of the things. Wildcats are housebroken in several species. This is true. They're all super good at being housebroken. They might tear some stuff up here and there, but they're pretty good. So we have here a damn near perfect score, but unfortunately we lost a few points on the feral factor, bringing it down to 33, not 32. Putting cat girls up to goated, which we already knew, right? I put it right where they belong, right off rip. Next up, fuck. Next up we have octopus girls. I almost said octopussy. That's so crazy. Cute and cool factor. I might be in the minority here, but I think they're 4. I think the octopuses are adorable little shindigs. You cute. Yeah, you little cutie patooties. However, I'm not petting that motherfucker with a 2,000 milli-cajillion foot pole. Never happening. The second I try to pet them, they're going to wrap their little fuckers around me and try to snap my shit in half. I'm good. Don't touch me with them suction cups. Keep those weird ass mouths off of me. Are we counting squid girls because those are better? What's the difference really, other than like a basic shape and some of their abilities and stuff? I'm just gonna say octopus girls for now. Maybe we can do another one in the future where we do squid girls too, where we bring in squid girls. But for now, it's just, you know, octo girls. This is the picture that was provided. So yeah, negative pet factor. I'm not trying to snuggle with this motherfucker. -4. I'm sure they would give you like a nice hug, but you probably dying after that. So -4. It's too much going on there. I don't know. We can't handle all that. Smell factor, abysmal. Dead fish again. What is with all this dead fish on this list? I'm over it. We don't want to deal with it. Squid girls play squid games. Octo girls play 2 games of Foursquare at once. That's the difference. My head hurts so bad. I don't want to be here anymore. I need an adult. I don't know what that means. It's scaring me. Octopus girls, octo girls, -4 on the feral. Problem is they're just like way too smart. but they're also they're little shitters, little stinkers, you know. They're always up to no good. They're always trying to get in something, try to open something, check something out, escape, you know. We're not trying to deal with all that. -4, stay home. But the problem is, if they do stay home, they're kind of gonna be a problem. Oh yeah, I was gonna give them a 2 for housebroken, but the committee's correct. Two factors against being housebroken: turf wars, and you made me ink when playing horror games. I'm gonna have to give them a -2. They're gonna have to hold that. Yeah. I will say this though, special skills wise, I think they should get at least a 4, maybe even more. They should get a 5 because they can camouflage themselves. They can fit into different forms. They could spray ink if need be. They have like multiple tendrils to use for different things, which can really be useful. They're extremely intelligent, so they can really help you figure out anything you need help figuring out. And for that reason, they should definitely get a 5. Octos don't ink, it's squids and cuttlefish. Oh, they don't? I don't know, you're confusing me. Scientific method figured out. We got this, trust. Easy money. So they got 9 points positive, and then they lose 9, then they lose 9 more, and then lose 2. So they've lost, they're down -11. Bonk bonk. To octopus ink. That was octopus ink. Yeah, they do ink as a defense mechanism. -11 for the octo moms. Sorry to tell you, you go in the bad category. Still better than frog girls though. Nice. Next up, we got Phoenix girls, which are super cool birds. Phoenix. This one better do well. Cute/cool factor, immediately 5. I mean, come on, you're a beast of legend, right? You got glowing feathers, you can radiate flame and other things. That's just so fucking cool. You're tight as hell. I'm definitely biased to Phoenix, but hey, just crows, except they'll catch the house on fire. They're never going to catch the house on fire. But you're right, a lot of these are going to be very similar to the crow. So let's use the scientific method here and go to the crow. We could steal some of these numbers. Phoenixes have more floof though, so they are going to be more cuddleable and pettable. I'll give them a 2 for the snuggle factor. They get a bit of points, putting them positive there. Pet factor, they're absolutely pettable. Smell factor, they're going to be at a 5. They smell phenomenal. They smell like a fresh fire breeze type beat, but like in a good way. Feral, unfortunately the Phoenixes are a bit more feral. I think the crows were also kind of feral. They weren't that feral. The Phoenix is they're gonna be a little feral, so we're gonna put them at a 1. Yeah, they're kind of up to no good sometimes, you know. They're kind of getting some no shit. I feel like they'd never be home. They'd be home, but they'd be like, come in, grab a drink and some food, and then leave the dishes on the counter right next to the sink type beat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of thing that they would do. So feral factor and housebroken are both going to be at a 1. Special skills, they get an immediate 5. There's just too much that they can do, both from being able to have rebirth, to fly, to being super hyper intelligent, to do all the things that the crows could do. So yeah, for that reason they get a 5. Right there, we got 20 points plus 4 more, putting them at 24. Coming back from the dead is about to tie with, can organize books and find shinies. It sure is. I think it's like the crow is going to be more in control of their smarts though, I feel like. So they get a bit of a leg there for sure. It's going to be awesome. Did the Phoenix outrank the dragon? The question. They did. I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe I do. Next up, we've got puppy girls, dog girls. Ow. Ow. You know, we were going to use Puppy Sensei for this picture originally, and like Cam for Wolf Girl and some other people we knew, but Tassa was like, yeah, that might be a little strange, so let's not do that. And I was like, you know, all right, you got me. Okay, so we got puppy girls. Those more applicable to everyday life, I suppose. Uh-oh. We have a board member being an naysayer. Big mods, shoot him. Cute and cool factor on the doggies. Let's face it, they're 5. Right? They're so cute. They could be cool. They could be cool, but by and large, you know, more cutes than cools, I would say. Pet factor for the dogs. Also just clocking it at a big fat 5. Truly. Some of the best pats can be had on the dogs. Not as good as the cats, but they're up there for sure. I think the fact that you can tickle them and they go with their foot definitely helps. Snuggle factor. I know I'm probably gonna get some flack for this, but hear me out. Dogs be too active for good snuggles. Even the ones that are chill and will just snuggle with you or let you use them as a pillow or let you hold on to them, sometimes they just be dreaming, and in their dreams they be chasing shit or they just be doing shit, so they just be moving. It's like, bitch, will you please calm the fuck down? Yeah, honey. Do I think they're like a fox? I mean, they're canines, but I think they're different than foxes. I don't get the question, I guess. Yes, hi, baby. Amelia, hi, baby. Smell factor for the dogs. They kind of stinky. Let's be real here. They're not like, well, okay. Puppy breath is not bad, right? Dogs don't always smell bad, but after a while, I don't know. They just get they be kind of stinky. So I'll give them a -1. Something about dogs, man. They just be smelling. I don't know if it's their dandruff or what. Puppy forehead smells good. I do agree. Puppy forehead does smell good. But once they grow out of that, it's kind of jover. I think feral factor, I'll give them a +1. They're really not that bad, I guess. Feral factor, I want to say they're less feral than cats, but not by much. I'll give them a 4. I'll give them a 4. They're definitely more chill sometimes, but they fucking bark. Yeah, they're gonna get out of 3. They fucking bark. Even when trained, they're still gonna bark, and that's crazy to you. Your childhood dog smelled good, but he was floofy. You always just assume short-haired dogs smell worse from what you've seen of other people's dogs. That's interesting, huh? Maybe. I know my long-haired dog smells better than my short-hair one, so maybe. Smell for dogs at a fat 0 seems fair. They're basically reflective of how you care for them. You think so? I guess it depends. So we had a dog that we were like super on top with like bathing and stuff, and she Blitzen. She didn't smell bad, but she didn't. She had a little stank to her. She was a border collie mix. We were like on top of everything with her always. Yeah, I know everything has a distinct odor, but she was kind of stinky. Well, yeah, if you don't brush them. Housebroken? Absolutely housebroken. Dogs are great. I think dogs are, not only are they gonna not go potty in your house and not break your shit or tear your shit up, especially when shown what to do, but they're gonna protect your home and be great family members if you have kids and shit too. So, you know, like little guardians and shit. Absolutely a 5. Special skill wise, I think they've done enough now. You know, they can guide the blind, help the deaf, help out people with a really bad anxiety, spot cancer or heart attack. Like they kind of just be up on this shit, you know. Dogs definitely have enough special skills outside of just that kind of thing. Pretty good at doing tricks, you know, general caretaking, etc., etc. So I think they deserve a 5 as well. So they got themselves 20, 25, 28 points. Nice respectable point total for the doggies. I think that beats both the Phoenix and the Dragon. Reminds me, you know, crow isn't gonna hold it in if you're taking a shower or something, but a dog would though. Birds don't have muscles. Yeah. You're saying for like housebroken? Nah, they're chilling. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Next up, I have a second Robo Girl. We don't need that. Shark Girl. This one's gonna sadden me. I already know it. Cool and cute factor. They're cool as fuck. They have a whole week dedicated to them. Shark Girl week, go! Absolutely. Pop, 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 pop. Sitting at a 5. If the bathroom's preoccupied, what the crow gonna do? They're gonna go outside. Cons, literally always Shark Week. Fucking fair. Pet factor. It's not the worst. It's not the worst pets in the world, but not the worst pets in the world. But I would have to give it like a -1. Still too slimy for me. Poor crow girl having to go outside. My assumption would be like you would have amenities, right, for your crow girl or yourself. Snuggle factor. This shit's miserable. Straight up a negative like 4 or 5. No, thank you. Straight up a negative 4 or 5 on the snuggle factor for a shark girl. Imagine you rub your hand the wrong way across their scales and you just nick yourself.
Scales or
the like shit they have is rough, and if you go the opposite direction, you can catch yourself.
Really?
Yeah, it's really smooth the one way. Am I tripping? Could have sworn I like nicked myself on one before.
You touched a shark?
Yeah.
When?
I've touched them a bunch of times.
I've never touched.
I mean, you're not missing a lot. They're kind of... They feel wrong.
I feel like...
Lucky trying not to get banned from SeaWorld. Lucky's always touching sharks. Shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna get banned from SeaWorld. Fuck SeaWorld. All my homies hate SeaWorld. Smell factor, they smell like shit. Again, rotting fish. They don't clean out their mouth with dead animal in there.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Yeah, but they're gross. Nasty little fucks relying on parasites to help clean them. Disgusting. Nasty. Get out of here. Feral factor, -4. I mean, they're acting basically on instinct always. And every Sunday, shark touching day. Maybe at your house. We keep our sharks in our pants here. Or in our fucking planetariums. In our, what are they called? Not a planetarium. Jeez. Child. Aquarium. Good lord. Oh my god. Housebroken. I think I have to give him -number for the same reason I gave Mermaid a -number. Where the fuck am I putting this asshole? Not in my bed. -5. Special skills. Great. You can smell blood. I don't care. You suck. Great. You can breathe underwater. That's nice. Go tell somebody who cares. Mermaid does the same thing though. Oh, I gave Mermaid a -3 though. We got to give Shark -3. Good. That's not going in quotes, Tassa. I don't even know what you're talking about. You don't have to worry about Shark Girl's dental. And I guess that can give them a point for housebroken. Get them a little away from the negatives. So let's see, we got -12, -15, -20, -21, down to -16. Oh my gosh. Shark Girl's getting cooked. Let's take a look at the frog real quick. What were they at? -17? Gotta be right above the frog. Frog and shark sitting pretty close. Sitting pretty close. What is this one? We did the puppy girl already. I didn't even show the picture for the cat girl or the shark girl. Here, I'll do that now. Hey everybody, look at this. Ow. Oh. Look at this. It's a shark girl. Wowee. Hey everybody. Look, it's a cat girl. Wowee. Hey everybody. Look, it's a slime girl. Wowee. Okay, slime girl time. Oh, they're so cooked. Oh, they're so cooked. I already know. Cute and cool factor. 5. Easy money. Slime girls are the most fucking adorablest of the adorables. At factor, I don't know if you know this, but slimes can shapeshift into whatever they want. 5, easy money. Snuggle factor, best snuggler you'll ever have. It'll snuggle you perfectly every time, anytime. No cracks, no problems. 5, easy money. Smell factor, they smell whatever they want to smell like. Bam, 5, easy money. Feral factor, I've never met a feral slime in my motherfucking life. 5, easy money.
They're too slippery.
Housebroken, they've never pitted or shitted in the house ever. They clean up all the messes and they can get rid of dead bodies quick. 5,
they don't even poop, it's slime.
Easy money. Special skills, shape-shifting, cleaning, magic. They can breathe in space. They can breathe underwater. They can be friends with anything. They can resist all forms of magic. They don't take blood force trauma, edge force trauma, piercing trauma. No. 5, easy money. I think perfect across the board. No L's taken. No, scientific method. No questions asked. Boom. Up, ding, 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 beats out Robo Girl. Easy money. Have I never met a feral slime? They're always enemies. I don't know what you're talking about. That is just a simple base form slime. That is not a slime girl or guy. Slime girls leave snail trails. No, they fucking don't. Slime girls are perfection. There's nothing wrong with them. Easy money. W. 5 out of 5. No questions to be had. You can't argue with the truth. Tinfoil hat, motherfuckers. I got this. Spider girl. What's good?
No.
Yes.
Slime girl is 0 for cuddling.
Incorrect. Lock the fuck in. Spider girls. Go crazy. You're not even
taking my opinion.
I did take your opinion. I registered it in the banks of information. I understand.
It's like talking to a brick wall.
And I ignored it and vetoed it. Woo!
I feel like.
You feel like?
Slimes are slimy, nasty, slippery. How do you cuddle?
Simple.
You don't even like anything on your freaking hands.
Simple. You use the shape-shifting skills.
No, because they're so slippery.
No, they're not. Not with their abilities.
Slime?
Slime?
It's slippery.
My slime was good?
Your slime is slippery.
Okay. Anyways, spider girls, what's up?
Slippery.
They're pretty cute. They're pretty cool. I think they get a solid 4 out of 5. Like you know, they're pretty homey like. Yeah, depending on the spider, they could be really pettable or not pettable at all. So because of that, we'll average them out to like a 1. It really depends on the spider breed. Some of them are going to have a little bit of fuzz to let you pet. Some of them are going to be just all exoskeleton, and we don't love that. We don't love that at all. Snuggle factor. The problem with snuggling with a spider girl is they're going to put you in a web and then bite your head off. So that is a -5. You're dead.
That's not true. Black Widow.
GG's. It's possible though.
No, it's Black Widow.
I know, but you could still get webbed up in your sleep. You can't imagine sleeping next to a log of jello being a good experience. That's so crazy. I can't hear the haters through my headphones. That's the crazy part. Spiders, -5.
They have like 8 legs.
-5.
Oh, no.
What? I'm listening.
The web could make you feel comfort.
Yeah.
It could hold you in place.
Like a blanket?
Yeah.
Like a snuggie?
But it's not as hot as a blanket. Web is like airy.
What happens when you need to take it off in the morning? Does it just come off or is it going to stick to you?
Yeah, it just comes off.
Oh, okay. So it's like a 3 then. That's just way too many arms though. You lose a couple points.
Spider.
Yeah.
So like an octopus.
Yeah.
Too many arms.
There's too much happening there. You need me to show Astra the thing you just sent me? Okay, I'm showing Astra the...
It's so true.
Cam just said this. Astra talking to Lucky about slimes.
About anything in my life.
Really? Are you being for real though? No. Okay, just making sure. Well, I was gonna say we can have that convo right now if you want. That's fine. Smell factor on the spiders, honestly not the worst. It's not the best
The
though.
legs are hard.
Put that at a 2.
The legs are breakable too, but they grow back.
I'm not trying to grow back no motherfucking cuddle legs.
Like a lizard's tail is a grow backable.
Aw, grow backable tail. Feral factor, I feel like spiders kind of just acting on instinct, but they're not really bugging anybody or anything. In fact, what they're doing is they're getting rid of the shit that's bugging you.
Yeah.
So housebroken wise, I think they would make the perfect maid, and feral wise,
cobwebs everywhere.
Okay, but hear me out. They would clean up their own cobwebs if they were a spider girl. You feel me? Spiders always just be leaving their open. Yeah, true. I guess between the cobwebs and the food being left out in the open, we do have to knock some points. You're right. But they do be bros. So feral factor, I think they're a 5. I think they're just trying to be a homie and live their best life. Yeah, I think the scientific community did much better on the spider girl than they did the slime girl here. I think some of you need to have your licenses looked at though.
I think you need to get your head checked.
Because I can't believe
you got some screws loose in there.
What you thought about the slime girls. That's crazy to me. Anyways,
somebody likes the slime girl.
Special skill wise,
what slime girl do I need to beat up? You're a slime girl?
It's a joke. I'm not really a slime girl. I'm an amalgamation of Mana.
I think I need to just go get a drink.
Oh, okay. You go get a drink. I love you. You'll do your slime girl homework? Sure.
Who's gonna do slime girl homework?
Cam.
I want to know
Special
all about it.
skills.
Let me know.
5. Spiders be doing it all. They be looking in every direction at once, giving you omnipotent tracking of the area so you don't need to be anxious when you go out and about. They be making sure you're hooked up with food always. They keeping your house clean and pest free. They're just kind of like a good counselor, you know? Yeah. They helping you out.
Whatever.
Mentally, physically, and in your space, you know? Keeping you fresh.
They stay up in that corner. They're nocturnal.
That's okay. They can stay up there all they want. Whatever they need, you know?
Do you have a bee girl on here?
No, I don't. We're gonna do this again in the future. We'll add more. I'm not doing all of them at once. That'd be crazy. So when we total up the sum of the spider girl, we got 10, 16, 20, 23. Is a solid number for the spider girl. Putting them up, I think they're tied with the dragon. No, with the phoenix, maybe just below the phoenix and above the dragon. What was the dog girl at? I already forgot. 28. Okay.
And that should be like, oh, I feel like that's like a fox.
And last but not least, we have the wolf girl. Cam, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get off stream.
Oh, you're so rude.
Go somewhere else for a little bit while I do this one.
It's kind of like a dog girl.
Wolf girls.
Why? They're all the same.
They're not all the same.
You just have to.
Oh, the cute and cool factor for a wolf girl, easy 5, easy money, nothing to worry about there. Truly, I would argue even they're even cooler and or cuter than dogs, but not as cute as foxes, but definitely cooler than foxes. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Pet factor for the wolf girls, easy 5 out of 5. They're truly floofy, much like the foxes, and they can be, you know, they can give you the little rumblies when you pet them. They go, you know, that kind of thing. They just be vocal stimming up here. Snuggle factor, gonna have to hit them with the 4. I think that while they're gonna be snuggly and the right like girth and everything for the snuggles, they're just gonna be a little too warm, and they're probably gonna be a little active while they're sleeping. So they're just gonna have to hit a point there. What are you confused about?
Wolf and
okay. They're not all the same. Astra's upset because she wants to classify all the animals under their like umbrella species, like canine, for example.
They're all trainable. They're all dogs.
Sure, but they're all different.
They all have different personalities.
Okay. So wolf girls smell factor, I think it's probably going to be sitting at like a 2. I think, no, I'm just kidding. They're going to sit at like a -1 because they're just simply less housebroken, you know, less less interacting with those kinds of products. I think they're -1. I'm not saying that they smell terrible, but I think as time goes on, they're going to smell worse and worse. They might bathe in a river here and there, but they're not trying to use all that hippie shit like shampoo and conditioner. You know, they're not trying to brush their teeth. So definitely a -1. A little meh, you know, a little meh. Feral? Y'all be howling at the moon and shit. What do you want me to tell you? You know, if you're a wolf girl, you are every second chance you get. And not only that, but like somebody will be talking and they'll have meat on their plate and you can't hear anything they're saying because you're too busy just your neck's just extendo patronomed looking at the food on the plate. So I don't really think that you're, you know, fit for public life, if you will. Housebroken? Nah, not even. I think if you're domesticated, you get some points, but generally speaking, you're going to be tearing shit up in the house, probably occasionally going potty in the house if you feel like it. It could be, you know, trained. No, I'll fight you on that. Yeah, but the dens are outside of like the classic home that we're talking about here, right?
So you're thinking about just the woods where they can.
You guys commune and you care. Okay, I will defer this to our specialist, if you will. Okay, if you care and you have your respect for your areas, we'll give it a 2. A very good on the wolf girl for housebroken skills. No negatives, I guess, on that. Special skill wise, I think being extraordinarily good hunters, communicators, and just like generally understanding the weather is all really special on its own accord. And I think the fact that like you could pull the wool over the eyes of a human and eat the grandma and almost fool the granddaughter is pretty cool too. And the fact that you can fuse the humans to do like a werewolf thing, you know, and like lore is pretty wild. I'll give you guys a 4 on special skills. Not quite a 5. Your magic is kind of lackluster because you're kind of dumb, can't really read, but that's okay. So at the end of it all, the sum for the Wolvie Bolvies, we got 10, 18, 20, and then -5, putting them at a 15, making our final member good. Let's just do one last fixer upper here. They actually go higher than horse. We got to go check the demon. Demon was 13. So 13, 14, 15. And then crow is what? 16. Oh my goodness. Why, hello, beautiful.
Got a boo-boo.
Aw, are you okay?
Just a
Cowgirl was 12. I love you.
Daddy love you.
So now we have our fully ordered Kemono girl checklist. And actually, I know that we were joking about the slime girl thing, but let's go back and do this properly. Just about. Can I finish though?
No, I was just curious about the outcome. Why?
I'm gonna get there, I promise.
Listen, go get her.
Oh, okay. I love you. No, but for real on the slime girls ratings, let's do this properly. I think that they do absolutely deserve a 5 in the cute and cool factor for the same reasons I listed before. Pet factor, even with shapeshifting, depending on what they have available to them, they may not necessarily be able to get rid of the slimy ooey gooey feeling. If they can, it'd be an easy 5. If not, that's immediately going to put them down to like a -3. I think they can mitigate some of that yuckiness, but not all of it. Snuggle factor, same issue here. If they can fully mitigate the slimy issue, it's going to be a 5. Otherwise, you're looking at a -3 issue here as well. Smell factor, they absolutely hit the 5. Truly good stuff there. So yeah, they can make themselves smell very, very well. Feral factor, they're not the most feral in the world, but they're not really the most docile either. I think they're pretty much at a net neutral, depending on what kind of slime you run into. Housebroken, unfortunately not. They're kind of just going through the house wrecking shit, and they're kind of have no respect for your space or anything. They're a little too curious for that. Special skills still sit at a 5 though. So when all is said and done for the slime, that's what, 15 and then -9, right? puts them down to 6 question mark. All right, 15 minus 6 is 9. Yeah, okay, minus 3 more. And that would put them at a 6, bringing them down to a meh, unfortunately. You'd say feral's a bit too low for wolves. There's also domestic wolves. True. I wasn't really going on those. I should have probably concluded those a bit more. Because if we go based on domesticated wolves, smell factor could be to 0. Feral factor could be closer to like a -1 or 0, probably. So we got what, 10, 18, 20. Retcon the wolves real quick. Which means what? Fine. Where are the wolves? Here? I don't remember where the crow is at. Bottom. What's up, Utopia? Welcome in. So at the end of the day, Kemono wise, we've got the robot girls reigning supreme with a perfect score, the only perfect score on this entire list at 35 points as the goated of the goats. Cat girls barely below them, missing 2 points. Then we have dog girls to be at the tippy top of awesome category, then phoenix girls, then spider girls. I still don't know how spider girls beat out dragon girls, but here we are. Then after spider girls, we got dragon girls, and then wolf girls in the autumn to close out the awesome category. Starting in the good category, we got crow girls, then horse girls, and then demon girls, and then cow girls. Once we hit the fine category, 0 to 10 points, we got our fox girls. Truly a sad day to see the fox girls so low. Meh, this hurts my heart to say it, but we have ourselves a 0 in a meh category. We got the slime girls. And then bad will be held by more aquatic forms like octo girls, shark girls, and frog girls. And then the scourge char existence is the mermaids. Can we revisit spider girls? We can. We have some time to revisit spider girl. So the cute cool factor put them at a 4, the pet factor at a 1. This is because it could go either way. The snuggle factor at a 3, the smell factor at a 2, feral factor at a 5 because they're not feral at all. Housebroken at 3, and special skills at 5. Rather come home to your dragon bring you gold and a bunch of dead bodies webbed up? Yeah, but you're only considering like one part of the entire picture. We're scientifically looking at the entire picture on a platter. If we go back to the dragon girls, they lost important points both on the feral and on the snuggle factor. Well, they had a higher positive score, and like anytime they had a positive score, it was naturally higher than the spiders. The spiders were able to overtake that because they didn't have the same level of negatives. What has spiders have such high housebroken is realistically, there's also spider maids, just like you were claiming with the dragon maids, right? So they're able, and there's quite a few of them. So they were able to mitigate some of the quote unquote dead bodies hanging around. They would have from their food. I think personally, I would think a spider girl would find a way to utilize fridges and freezers for the food that they do catch, and they'd be cleaning up after themselves. So I compromised. They would not be at a 5, they'd be down at a 3. I feel like realistically spiders will leave your house worse than most of these outside of cows. That's crazy. You are welcome to make your own list with your own points, because I will be posting the tier list in the Discord as well. But this is the final result. Ending it with some adjustments we've made from the bar, from the community, from the scientific gathering. We have this all set here. Some unfortunate losers that I really wanted to see much higher, but overall, I think living as any of these girls with the exclusion of these bottom 4 here would be perfectly fine. And we'll take those. I appreciate y'all for watching this. Maybe we'll do a part 2 if people had fun with this and they want to see more of it. Maybe we'll do a part 2 with more demi girls that people suggest. I'm open to all sorts of things. It doesn't have to be a real animal. It could be mythical stuff. It could be something super left field. You let me know. And we'll go from there. That's about it. That was fun. I'm glad we got to do that. Wild ass list though. Scientifically rating, huh? That was definitely interesting. I don't think I've ever done a tier list like that ever. I literally ever. Scientifically, of course. So we have two options that we can do for the night now. We can either call it here, the roughly 2-hour mark, and we can all go on our own way, do our own things. That's option 1. Option 2 is we could play a little bit of video games, and then I will go fuck off for the night. Probably not going to see a full stream. I'm going to go ahead and put up a poll. Now. I'll snuggle with Astra. That's not even an option. I got stuff I gotta do. Maybe I'll snuggle with her for a little bit, but I do have stuff I need to do. But I need to... What time is it? 1:49? Oh, it's been an hour and 49, not 1:49. I was like, what the fuck? Thinking, processing, buffering. Let's do this. Because my throat does hurt. And my head still hurts. From the past few days. I have a collab with Nin tomorrow. So why don't we call it here? And then the reason I want to do that is kind of twofold, because I feel like crap. And somebody from Nia's community went live for their debut. It would be cool if you could say hi, show them a little bit of support, maybe see if they're for you or not. I haven't had a chance to watch their stuff yet. But yeah, you can maybe give them a little bit of love. If not, it's okay. Go do what you got to do. I'm going to call it a night here. I'm probably going to be online working on some stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.